the introduction, Meg, and for the beautiful compliments of everyone, Angelina. And okay, so before I start with diving into the content, I know that you just stood up a little bit and you got to give the high fives and everything, but I'm going to ask you to please stand up once again and to just mix a little bit around, like, just get around from your chairs, and we're going to have a gorgeous DJ Robin helping us with some music. And yeah, let's do some dancing. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Move your hips.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, how is everyone feeling? Okay, that's awesome. Spicy, I heard that. Yeah, that's cool. That's the exact effect I was going for. Okay, so as you've heard, my name is Alex, and I'm from Romania, and I'm wearing this beautiful handmade Romanian traditional blouse, just to emphasize that I'm from Romania. And the three most favorite things for me are dancing, writing, and connecting with people. Now, I'm lucky enough that I can do writing and connecting, networking as part of my business, and that is really motivating me. And I love the part where I can write both for myself in terms of journaling and using writing in healing myself and understanding myself better. And at the same time, I use it as my signature tool in my coaching programs, using expressive writing. I also published a book about this, and I love doing workshops. And in the workshops, I also get to connect with people and to meet lovely people around the world, and also having communities where we get to interact, support each other, and empower each other. But dancing, I don't do it professionally. I just do it for fun. And I just love it. And although I have been on and off dancing for probably most of my life, I would say over 20 years, but that sounds so long, so I'm just going to say from when I was a child. And I kind of found myself more fond of Latin music and salsa, and whenever I go to a salsa club, I try to impress myself. Because I'm not there to impress someone else, I'm there to impress myself, to feel good, to have fun. So whether it's like a move or something that I just do, like something different every time, just so that I feel good. Because I'm there to have fun. And although I don't do it as a profession, I just want to enjoy it. So, what I want to talk to you about today is the art of living your impressivity. So now you might be thinking, impressivity what? What did she just say? Impressivity. That's right. You can Google it. There won't be anything about it. Maybe my website, okay, yeah. But other than that, the word does not exist. It's not in the dictionary yet. I mean, hashtag goals. I don't know, we have to figure out how we can get it into the dictionary. And I really love this word because I feel it represents me and it represents my brand and what I want to do in this world. is impressivity? I like to think that we are all born in this world with a unique set of gifts and talents, and that we discover that throughout our lives as our core essence, our uniqueness. And it's also both our qualities and our weirdness. You know, those little quirks that we have and that we want to hide all the time because we feel that someone will judge us. Well, that's actually what makes you authentic. And when you include that into your life, when you embrace it, and when you actually bring it also into your business, you will see how it will transform. Because first of all, you will impress yourself by making your business and your life more authentic. And at the same time, people will respond to that, to your impressivity. So I want to really help you today to understand how you can discover your impressivity. Because no matter what you're thinking now, and I know this is something that all the amazing speakers before me mentioned, that we have those gifts inside of us. We already know the answers. It's just about really going inside and listening. And really disconnecting from all the noise and just understanding what is that makes you impressive. And the thing is that impressivity and discovering your impressivity is a choice. Because of course you can just choose to go along with whatever everyone else is saying, or you can choose to go inside and listen within. So let me share a story with you. When I was in secondary school, my geography teacher one day called me in front of the classroom and she asked me about that day's lesson. And that was like an oral examination, and she kept asking me questions, and they weren't even related to that lesson, but she kept pushing and intimidating me. And I was, by the end of that questionnaire, I was graded with a 5. Now in Romania, just to make it clear, we have the grading system from 1 to 10, and I was a straight A student, meaning 10 all the time. And for me, having a 5 in my grading catalog was, oh my God, what's that? But at that point, I had two choices. I could either have my self-esteem crushed and feel like, that's it, I'm not good enough. I have to figure out how I can become of more value, or I'm just going to give up. Or I had the choice to impress myself. And guess what I did? I chose to impress myself. And I chose to actually go for it, study hard, and by the end of my 8th grade, I got super good grades and everything was awesome. And I was so proud of myself, because that's when it comes to impressing yourself. When you discover what really fuels you, what really gives you that energy and that passion, that's when you get to impress yourself. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that at some point in your life or in your business, you most probably had someone who doubted you, or who was trying to sabotage you, or maybe who was intimidating you, was trying to make things their own way and put them onto yourself. And at that point you had a choice. You could either listen to them, get intimidated, feel threatened, or choose to follow your heart and go for it and impress yourself. Have you ever been in that situation? Yeah? Yeah, because we are surrounded by people who sometimes don't understand. And just as we heard in Lisa's story and in other stories today, that even the closest people to ourselves sometimes don't understand us, and they might try to stop us from following our dreams. Now, for you, in order to actually embody your impressivity, you have many ways to find that, but whatever works for you is going to be the best way you connect with it. Whether you go outside for a walk and really connect with yourself, whether you meditate or write it down, then you will find that your intuition, your inner voice, already knows the answer. And your impressivity is your fuel, because it's not going to only boost your life, it's going to make you successful. And once you are really feeling impressive, you are feeling impressive, you are impressive, and your business will be impressive as well, because that's the energy that you're going to put outside, and people will resonate with that. Now, as a self-esteem coach, I usually take my clients through a process for them to understand, to go back to the roots of their self-love, confidence, self-esteem, because that's where we have to come back to really reconnect with ourselves. And usually I ask them a question. And I ask them, what is it that makes you happy? What makes you laugh? And in very many cases, they tell me, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. And that's really sad, because we get so disconnected from ourselves that we forget to have fun. We forget to really bring back the fun into our work. That's what it's all about. Why did you start a business, right? Just as Kai was mentioning earlier, why did you start a business if not for really finding your freedom? Or whatever the reason is for you, but you definitely wanted yourself to be at peace, and you wanted to be impressive, right? And most importantly, we all want to be happy. Now, I really resonated with Dre's story and all the parts of burnout that she was mentioning, because a couple of months ago, I was spiraling very close to burnout. Now, I knew the symptoms because I had been there before in my corporate job. I tried to escape corporate system, the 9-to-5, 3 times before I actually made it into business. And I went through that point a couple of years ago when I was having panic attacks and I was Googling what is the meaning of life. So I kind of already knew what are the symptoms, which is why I got to catch myself before I reached that point of burnout. And what I did at that point was to take a step back and ask myself this question. If someone takes away my business tomorrow, what's left? Who would I be? What would be left? So I'm going to invite you to journal on this later today, this evening, tomorrow. Maybe you go by the beach and really think of this. If someone takes away your business tomorrow, what is left for you? Who would you be? You see, as entrepreneurs, we tend to identify ourselves with our business. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because of course we want to put our heart and our energy into our baby, our business, right? And we want to make it work. But at the same time, we put all the resources there that we might forget about the other aspects of our lives, relationships, family, health. So just think about it. Think about where you can actually redirect your energy more into making your life fulfilled and impressive. Because that's where you will find your impressivity. You will start understanding also what makes you happy. Okay, so let's do this quick exercise. If I ask you in one word, what makes you happy, what would you say? Just shout out. Traveling, friends, nature, family. Okay. Was that right? Laughter, yeah. So all these things, if they make you happy, then how can you make more time for them? How can you bring them more into your life? How can you bring them to support you in being impressive? And how can you connect the dots with your business as well? Because we're here to understand how we can find this balance between our life and our business. And impressivity is all about connecting all areas of our lives and really being impressive and living our lives to the fullest. We have so many gifts, we have so many lessons to learn, and it's really, really important to be present and enjoy all of them. Because being impressive is about learning, is about being authentic, it's about enjoying our weirdness, and really, just whenever you feel that you're judging yourself, just take a step back and say, okay, thank you, inner critic, and I'm just going to be weird now. And just do it, Who cares what everyone else is thinking? It's all about feeling that you are being yourself and that you are living your impressivity. So, I keep my notes here, and they're handwritten because everything is better when it's in handwriting. Just to make sure I don't forget anything. So, I really want to leave these questions with you for you to journal later on. Yeah? What makes you happy? How can you bring that more into your life? And if someone took away your business, who would you be? What would be left? Now, when I asked myself this question a couple of months ago, the answer was dancing. Which is why I try to make space for it. I really try to bring dance into my life whenever I can, which is why I invited you today to bring dancing here, because it's really important. It lifts us up, it brings our energy up, it makes us feel that we're having fun. And it's all about having more fun. Because, as I was mentioning, having fun brings you that energy, that impressive energy, and you are going to love it. So, to wrap this up, my message to you today is this. Listen to your heart. Connect within, because you already know the answers. You are impressive. Remember this. You already are impressive. And have more fun. Find what makes you happy. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. And live your impressivity. Thank you.